So yeah, we've got a bit of silliness going on tonight. We're going to just check out some bits and bobs. And then yeah, just gonna go from there really. So let's see. What notifications do we have? Shared Neo Tokyo with me. Some likes. Lots of tree. Remixed Banana Sword to create remix of Banana Sword. Oh, someone else remixed Banana. Oh dear. Someone took the banana to the next level. I'm kind of curious. Oh no. No. It's all gone. It's all gone. Oh well. Let's see. Some follows. Okay, cool. So let's see. Someone sent me Neo Tokyo. I think I've seen Neo Tokyo and Robot Monster. I have not seen Robot Monster. Oh, hold on. My bot's misreporting some data. Is the stream live? Stream looks live to me. Okay, whatever. It looks live. It looks all good. It's probably just waking itself up. Huh. It's like a astronaut. That's kind of cool. Quite like it. Okay, let's see what the Dreamiverse has been up to before we get onto our own stuff. Let's kill puzzle. Let's sort by most recent. Let's see what the Dreamiverse has been up to. Rocket launcher nightmare. You don't have permission to play. Ah, dear, they got caught by that bug. Minesweeper. Oh dear, I was running through the rain actually. Pantheon Trials. People getting caught by that silly bug. 4-Eye Dreams, Toilet Simulator, Zoot, Runes of Mars, Gardens of Dream. Sir, I think you've had enough. Oh, that looks interesting. Okay, I recognize the puppet. The effects are interesting. Oh, I like the caution being the only... Oh wow, I actually really like this. It's called Dreaminess. Oh, that's terrible. Someone, I saw someone playing this yesterday. Oh, okay, so it's not new. I was just looking at recent creations on the Dreamiverse to get the stream kicked off before we edit some bits and bobs. The platform is really weird to judge because this guy's lanky legs. There we go. Got it. Okay, cool. Please tell me they are checkpointing around the place. Oh, wow. Nope. Okay, we're... Okay. Well, checkpointing. That's good. Oh, man. His walk has so much attitude. Oh, that might be something I could do. I could edit a puppet tonight and show different ways of tightening up a puppet for a platformer. No, he does have a lot of swagger. Oh! One thing I was talking about last night, which this person clearly hasn't done, is different collision geometry, because the puppet is getting a little bit caught up on the carpets there. Not a huge problem. Oh, please tell me. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, I've seen enough of that one. It's good though. I like it. I need to revisit it. Ottos I've played. Strike Through. Cyrus. Oh, I don't know this one. Top 25% in the Outer Space Community Jam. I must have played it then, surely. I don't recognize it though. Not responding, I need tools to find the cause. Okay, they've just done a first-person puppet rig. Fire extinguisher, pick up. Okay, I'm not sure about this one. Let's sift through Marvelous. I've not heard of that one before. Oh no, I clearly have. 10 out of 24. Oh no, I did. That one's that was quite good. Disarmed. Oh man, this man puts out so much good content. He puts out so much high quality content. So many puns in the Dreamiverse. So many puns. Blunderpass. Porto we've played. Oh, Bald Wizard. Chapter 1 finished. We were talking to the creator of this last night, actually. Let's see if he's taken on some of the feedback. I like that he simplified that with a nice little X. I do wish he actually replaced the X with a button prompt. I can show you guys how to do that actually. With the text gadget. R2. So, oh yes, the sprint, I forgot. I kind of wonder why he has a walk in this, because it does seem like for most of the platformer you do have to hold down the sprint. Oh, I do like that he's put that little L1 cue there. That's good, because I got caught there last night because I didn't realize you had to sprint. Okay. Definitely looks a bit more polished. It feels like he's tightened up some bits. But he's still got that thing where it's death. But you're not sure why it's death because it's just empty floor. That's weird. Is there a bug here? Feels like there's a bug there. Okay, well I got further yesterday on that one. It's nice to see that he's taken on some of the feedback though. That's really cool. Sushi set. Ooh. Mages are very fragile. Again, if I can't use the imp, hide it. Don't let me see my imp if I can't use it. Okay, the imp's gone now. It was just at the start of the level. Overall, I like it. I feel like the camera messing with the FOV and the messing with the FOV on the camera like that is often something you do in horror or thriller games because you want to like mess with the person's mind. The reds feel a bit washed out, but overall it's really pretty. And please tell me he has an exit on it. Does he have an exit? He has an exit. That's a nice piece of content there. Let's see what else they've been up to. Play and design. Just creating Japanese virtual weeb. Tired. Okay. Japanese utility pole and a sushi set. Maximum weeb. I approve. Hey, Vertigo. Oh wait, didn't we play something of yours? Hold on, I need to go look at Dreamers now because I am sure we played something of yours. This is gonna bug me. 30. No. Okay, I don't. What's your PSN? Vertigo? I'm sure I remember seeing, maybe there was a creation we played called Vertigo. Might have been that, actually. Oh, okay. Let's see. Sack. Boy 206. Oh, yes. Onslaught. Bugs, bugs, bugs. Simple Bush. Dream Global Sandbox. Massive Winter Scene. Oh, I played that. Green Share. Simple Tree. Okay. Let's check out your bugs, bugs, bugs. Also, very thematic. I can't see my imp, which is good. This is for the community jam, I take it. Oh, I like all the green spiders. Nice fire. Bit of mix up with the lighting, I like that. Yeah, no, those camera moves are slick. And it's a nice little story you tell there. I like that. That's actually really, really solid. I don't honestly have much feedback for that. I feel like any feedback I have for that would be niggles. Would be absolute niggles. That's really, really solid. Yeah, I'm curious what else you'd be making. I know your Massive Winter Scene. Global Sandbox. Okay. So let's see if we've got some random stuff that's coming onto the Dreamiverse that we can maybe feedback on or just muck about with. Anyone got any questions about stuff? We can maybe play around with some questions. But yeah, I'm just really going to just look around and see what I see. Maybe muck about with making some stuff or remixing some stuff. Oh, pin eye. Oh, that's gruesome. Nice little... Oh, that was actually, before I forget, I was going to say, it's a small thing. Here we go. Just go out here. If I go start fresh, and I just go, just game scene. I'm not going to save it. So it's a small thing, but if you guys ever are doing prompts for your things, one of the things you can do, output, text display. One of the things you can do in here is when you enter this, you can actually enter, where is it? You can enter like that, and you can type cross oh wait, no. What is it for the PlayStation prompts? Well, the good news is, if you don't remember, oh no, it's not X, okay. If you don't remember these short codes, they're on, we post them to release notes, user guides, dream icons, guide icons. It is cross. It is cross. Oh, it's a different type. Yeah. Yeah, the I was getting confused between the different short codes. Yeah, cross is in that. So yeah, because I'm seeing a few dreams where I'm seeing people do, I don't know if it works with capitals. I'm curious now. I'm curious. It doesn't work with capitals. Okay, so it is case sensitive. There we go. So yeah, if you're doing text gadgets or whatever and button prompts, every single button prompt is in the font, and it's on there in the icons list. Yeah, I'm an MM dev. I'm a programmer. This is my personal stream though. I hasten to add, and I'll only, I'll happily talk about dreams and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna talk about anything you haven't heard about from official channels, so to speak. This is very much my personal stream, and I'm just mucking about because I like mucking about. And I enjoy streaming, and normally I do variety streaming, but honestly, now that Dreams is out of NDA, and now that I can stream Dreams, I don't know if I'll be streaming anything else anytime soon. Oh yeah, Tatata was working on, he was working on his puzzle. Area located in. Oh, nice. Waterfall Overlook. Ah, nice. Oh, okay. So now you. Oh, I see what he was saying. You just pushed a new version. Is this a new version? Versions. This is the 8 o'clock version. Is that the new version? 8 o'clock version? Yeah, I see what you were saying about you were having some trouble with that. Okay. A dead end, this can't be. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that sound adds a lot. Oh! Fucking slanted edge. I think the fall off on that is a bit much, and you probably want to hide the seam. Oh, fuck's sakes. You probably want to hide the seam there where it's just coming in and out with some additional geometry, but that's looking much swisher. I see why you're asking about the sky there. What I'd probably do for that bit of sky is I'd probably put in some fog clouds or something like that. Okay. Huh. Okay, so that's actually changed how those puzzles have worked. That's interesting. You have no power here. Ah, interesting. Jump. Ah, the rest is work in progress. Cool. Yeah, it's coming along though. It's coming along. It's cool to see. Kaboom. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to quickly find a story, a short. How to open Confrontation of the Ages. Okay. I'm going to be right back. One sec. Ah, apologies for that. Wait, there we go. Mic's back on. Okay. Did this freeze up in some weird state? I do think, yeah, I'm not going to say that, I think. Yeah, having ends to things is super important. So yeah, if there's nothing that anyone wants to particularly see, I might just... Oh, autumn tree. Curious. That's actually a decent tree, that. It's quite nice. Oh, it's got a little bit of rustle in the... I like it. These little bits that I love. Like, people don't have to publish big things. I love small things. Like this simple clock. I'm assuming the way they've done this. Have they put a timer on it? Don't know if they have. See, I love taking basic stuff like this and going, okay, so we've got this basic thing. How do we improve on it? Okay, cool. They have kept the hands separate, and is that, yeah, that's there. Okay. So the first thing I think to do is to grab one of these. We shove grid snap on. Do that. We align the grid to that. Okay. Get it nice and small, kind of how they have it. Bring it in a little bit. I want to match their intention. I'm just trying to make it a little bit cheaper. That's pretty much what they had. But we're just going to shove a smidge of blend. Yeah, the D-pad, by the way, works on that. What it should do is the D-pad scaling. The D-pad scaling. Okay, let's see if we can get the tiniest blend amounts on this. Hard blend. There we go. And then we stamp that. Oh. Oh, stupid me. I want that, but I want to make it that color. Do that. Okay, come in. Get rid of that one. Come in like that. That'll actually be a lot cheaper. It's got a little bit of that blend in style. And then I think the next thing we really want to do actually is add in those little notches that a clock like this would have. There's a bunch of different ways we can do this. The way I'm tempted to do this, and it'll be interesting to see if we can get away with this, because it's going to be based on where they placed their first sculpt. But if we go into kaleidoscope mode, no, the sculpt has been placed the wrong way for this. The good news is we may be able to still, you know what, no. Let us start a fresh sculpt. Modes, sculpt mode. Oh, can we not move the kaleidoscope? I was certain we could move the kaleidoscope. We want to do it as part of... Okay. Yeah, let's do a fresh sculpt. We're going to do a tiny sculpt in the middle here that we're going to use as our basis. And then the key rotations we're going to want is so 4 would give us the corners. So I'm thinking 8 probably be the number we want to go for. Okay. Bring it in a notch. Come on. In a notch. Down a notch. Okay. Make it black. Because by doing it this way, we make it actually super cheap. Okay. Now, we can grab that like that. Come in like that. As I say, if there's anything anyone wants to see, give me a shout. But at the moment, my current plan for tonight, other than sort of mucking around the Dreamiverse, is just to find little random creations, remix them, make minor changes, and just show like little ways of tweaking stuff and looking for examples. And now that way, it's super cheap. You've got your little clock notches. Now one of the things we could do if we wanted to get a little bit fancy is, hold on, I'm just checking. Oh no, wait. I thought, oh dearie me, those are part of the, he's done, or they've done the clock hands as part of that. Okay. So let's get those clock hands out of there. The reason we want to do that is, and this is a smidge more expensive, but it's actually a lot more functional for us, is, do you know what I'm actually going to do? So I'm going to use the curve tool. Let's get the grid back on. Precise move off, grid on. And let's lower the precision of the grid. Okay, and the reason we're doing it this way, by the way, if you're at all curious, is it'll allow us to dynamically pinch just the gentlest. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna make this nice and long. Pinch this, pinch, because I'm going to reuse this for the I'm going to reuse this for the hour and the minute hand. What I'm going to do, again, we're going to go with this black because we're keeping it nice and simple to the theme. Ravine walls are quite expensive for me. Now there's ways we can tighten those up. Okay, now remember that subtractions are relatively cheap, right? And especially if we just put ourselves into stamp mode, we put a bit of put a bit of blend on there, and now we can, oh dear. We can just flatten out. I think we're going to need to, not shift square. We're going to need to come into the guides, and we're just going to need to add a notch on that. That should be fine. Okay, but now remember the other thing we can do with this is if we turn off the guide and we come into precise move, we can just very gently, oh no, not like that, very gently bring that in a bit, bring that in a bit. Now we got this lovely crisp hand, and so now we just shrink that down. We've put the origin at a nice spot. So that can be our minute hand, and we want to turn on grid snap so we don't have it moved around when we clone it, because what we're going to do is we're going to clone, we're going to move back to the position, we're going to rotate a notch just so we know which is which. Oh, sorry. actually, you know what's going to just make my life a little bit easier? I'm just going to go into the tools here. I'm going to go into hide mode. I'm just going to hide the other hand for a sec while we work on this one. Okay. So now we can go to the hide mode, unhide that. Okay, and then let's just shove some basic logic on it. So to do that, we're just going to go in here. Going to grab a microchip. Okay, now there's different ways you can do this. Oh man, why am I doing that? Actually, yeah, let's give it a color. Let's give it a clock icon. Chic. Okay, let's just save its position there. Oh, not pin to screen. Save position. There we go. Save its position there. Oh dear, we've made a little bit of a foobar there. Not a big one. Guides. Just get precise move on, please. Have it locked to that axis. There we go. Cool. Now the way for the later, both walls are called Hex Ravine. Okay, cool. I'll take a peek at them. There are rules for what type of content can be in Dreams Anywhere. I had a game idea for buying alcohol from a shop, teenager fake ID, blah 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 blah. There are general community guidelines somewhere. I'm not a community manager person. You'll have to find them. At the moment, our moderation team is working to a certain set of guidelines. I'm not aware of the exact set. And I know they're a little bit more restrictive for the beta. Yeah. You'd have to ask at the official channels. I don't know where that stuff is kept and managed. Ooh. I am just one person. And as I say, this is my personal channel, so... Okay. And I'm sorry if it sounds like I rat on about that. I really don't want to give the impression that I'm... If I have the answer and I can give you an answer, I'll happily give it. But it's more just the sake of... It's easier for you if I don't misrepresent things. Okay, now remember, we want to go from big to small. Shot. Okay, now, if we... Why is it not... Why are you not letting me go into... Normally... What am I doing wrong? Bolt. Yes. But now normally when I... Oh god, what's the command for making this thing... There is a command for making it go into wibbly wobbly mode. And I've totally forgotten it. Tooltips to the rescue, please. Nudge, move parent. Oh, come on. Nudge, move parent. Okay, because the parent thing doesn't really matter. The only thing that actually matters is this bit, which we'll align now. I honestly don't know. I've totally forgotten where that is. Anyway. Whatever. Align to grid. Okay. Here we go. That one is done, and to make it obvious, we're just gonna go like that. Okay. Then we need to do a second one of those. Gadgets. Oh, and a ball joint. Bolt. From parent to child. align to grid. Cool. Go one up. There we go. Okay. So now I'm trying to recall how this all works. There is a thing that we want to do. Sensors and input. Let's get a slider for now. And I think if you wire the slider into... I thought you could wire the slider into the bolt. Oh, how do we do this? Does it have to be a motor bolt? Cycles per minute, motor strength, reverse direction, use limits. No, that's not what we want. Because that... No, that's not what we want. What we want is use limits. Angle limits range. Huh. Maybe I'm totally forgetting it. I thought we needed bolts for this. I'm sure. Use limits, collide with connectors, springiness, tightness, angle range limits, connector completion. So I'm trying to remember. So a good way of telling what's on a thing, by the way, is you just take a splitter, because these always split out bits and bobs. Take a splitter and see what you can get out of a thing. Positive and negative. Okay, so just spitting out a single number. So was this the one that monitors... Okay, 0.8. Okay, let's just double check. Which one have we wired it to? We've wired it to this one, I think. Oh, stupid me. Oh, wait, that's the one we set with the crazy limits. Turn off use limits. Yes, that's the one that measures positive and negative, how much the joint has turned. That's right. Okay, so we can measure a joint. We can't necessarily drive this joint. We can use the motor bolt. And what we can do with the motor bolt is we can do cycles per minute. So the funny thing for that is it's actually 60, isn't it? No, wait. 60 cycles a minute would make it the second hand. 1 cycle a minute would make it the minute hand. Oh no, we can't make it. Okay, we need to put a precise number into here. Okay, so calculator. Brain. We need to take a minute. And we need to divide it by 60. Oh, this is going to take a while. My world for precise number into input. Give it a sec. Almost there. We're going to overshoot it. We're almost certainly going to overshoot it. Whoa. Oh, no. Okay. Come on. 1 divided by 60. Cool. That, can we color? No, we can't, can we? Okay. Let me just double check I'm dealing with the right ones. So we put our minute hand inside, and this is our hour hand. So we want it to turn cycles per minute. That's good. And this one, we want to make this a motorbolt. We want to turn it at connector position, connector completer. Oh, there, that's the thing we can use to drive it into a specific position. I knew there was a thing we could use exactly for that. Damn it, I knew there was. Okay, so as to not make our math shitty, rather than making this a negative number, which would, because currently it's going counterclockwise, rather than to make that a negative number, what we're going to do is we're going to flip, come on, we're going to flip, you motherfucker, align to grid. Why must you be so difficult? Okay. There we go. It's perfectly centered. We just need to rotate this motherfucker by 90 degrees. So for that, we're just going to pull out the precision move tool. And, oh, you slimy bastard. Okay, let's turn the grid back on. Let's set the grid origin to the world. Turn off precision move is off. Good, good. I forget that it turns itself off. Align to grid. There we go. Now that's going clockwise. That one should be going clockwise. Let's just break the connector for a bit. Edit it, and yeah, that one's now going clockwise. Okay. So, boop. Pure brain farting, pretty much. Okay. I am pretty certain that is too fast. I am very certain that is too fast for a minute hand. That looks like a second hand almost to me. Cycles per minute. 1 cycle per minute. Oh no! That is fucking... Ah! Okay. So. That's annoying. That needs to go into that one. Right. And we need to take this one. It's changed. Oh, I forgot we can't change this one's color. We need to take that, which is a very small number. Let's hope that floating point fuckery is not going to fuck us over. Tie that into that. I actually don't know. I think rounding might fuck us there. I think rounding's going to fuck us there. It's really hard to tell. Because if I increase the number, it's not like there's a fast forward, right? Wait, have I cloned that joint? That one there. on there? Whoa, that's a weird bug. See what I'm seeing? I'm from another dimension! Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow, Capra L, if I'm saying that right. That is a fascinating bug. Well, the honest truth is, we could set this up for spinning, but I think we're going to have a nightmare, because I think if we set that up as an actual... Oh, hold on. I am prepared to set up the minute hand as a spinner. I need to remember which one is which. Okay, this is the minute hand. I'm prepared to set up the minute hand to spin at the correct speed. 1 divided by 60, okay. Not 100% certain it'll work. The wire is getting a 0.02 value, so in theory it's probably working. But I'm going to drop this one down to 0. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, so this is the hour gadget, the hour slider. And the maximum number of hours is 12, because it's a 12-hour thingamajiggy. And so now, oh wait, break that. So now, that should drive it. Huh, that's interesting. Oh. Oh, that's very interesting. Why is that not driving it? Oh, tightness needs to be way up. Motor strength, reverse direction, use limits. Use limits. Curious what happens with that limit when I don't use limits. Connect to position. Use this to tell connector to go to a specific point in a cycle. Cycles per minute. It's not moving. That I find fascinating. Collide when even connected. Reset to default. Hmm. 8.7. Oh, hold on. Does this value need to be between 0 and... No. No, it doesn't. Okay, let's drop this down to 0. Back where it was. Okay. Need to figure this out. Could physics be fucking us? Okay, first of all, let's make this simple for ourselves. Tools, hide. Let us hide the hour hand. Dook. And which is the one that is affecting that? Okay. So then also let us hide the other bolt. It's just not helping. Oh, bollocks, I hit both of them. Okay. That's great. And then let's freeze the clock. Okay. Wait, didn't we hide the joint? I'm sure we hid that joint. Okay, we did, but it's still being shown because it's connected to the clock, which is not. Okay. So tell you what, let us move. Can we move that very carefully out? Okay. Okay, remember that the yellow and the blue position makes no difference. It's mostly helper. So it definitely does rotate. And if we look at the physical properties of this, it is movable. So turn off collision. Turn off movable. Okay, yeah, that's the other thing we probably want to do is on these, can we just turn off collidable? Okay, so this is the one we're working with. Let's give it a little bit of a juice. Okay, let's break. Well, actually, first of all, let's see. Now that it's plain. Okay, so it doesn't like any of that. Let's get back to 0. Okay. We know it's not colliding. What is the problem? Ah! Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, we're in a good place. Okay. So, if the cycles per minute, it only moves to the connector position at the speed of the cycles per minute. Okay. So, but the interesting thing is, if the cycles per minute, okay. So the other interesting thing is I thought the slider value, okay, because remember if you go shift over a wire, you can see the value from the wire. I thought it was a scaled value where it was like 0 to 1, but it's not. So what we're going to have to do to make this make sense, because I want these sliders to be in hours and stuff, is to take this and go down the number line. Ah, there we go. Get that divided by 12. Boop. So do that. Do that. Okay. So now going to 0. Reset that to normal cycles per minute. Okay. Right, that's a good place to be. Okay. I don't want to delete the wire. Go away. Move child, nudge. Let's turn off the grid for a second. And let's turn off precision move. I know that there is a way to make these things go funky on me with a stretch tool? No, it's not the stretch tool. Reposition connectors. Flip selected connectors. No. Save as new creation. Tweak selected. Urgh. No, I cannot recall. This is really going to bug me. I'm going to have to ask someone in the office tomorrow how you do this. Oh well. Let us soldier on with the knowledge we currently have. I need to find that out because that is bugging me. Okay, so let's move this down here. Now, why? Why must you rotate funny like that? I want you to rotate around that. There! Oh, I had it. Reposition connectors. Motherfucker. Reposition connectors. I knew there was a thing to do that. I just couldn't remember where it was. It's on the bloody child. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to just hide wires because they're getting in the way. Okay. I thought those were totally superfluous. I thought it was entirely the pink joint that determined the center of rotation. Timelines will be activated automatically if they're just in a space. You need to power them down or wire a thing into their. Whoopsie. Now that is infuriating me. Okay. I know this is the correct solution. Okay. Before we go any further, let us do it very simply. It's from a clean slate because we're gonna get angry if we keep trying to do it that way. From a clean slate. So we've got that. That's sculpted like that. And we're gonna sculpt an arm. Right? Like that. We're gonna just make this grid a little bit coarser to make the work easier. Aligned grid. Yeah, it's not great, but fuck it. Okay. I have a wire to power, but they already get activated. I press the toggle. So one of the things you can do is in here you go modes and you go into test mode. And in test mode you can still, if you're not like me and you haven't hidden your wires, Claire, you can go into modes, you can go into test mode, and you can examine the strength of your wires and stuff. And you can try to figure out where the bits and bobs have come from. And yeah, with the controlinator in test mode, you can debug the wires. That's one of the best ways to figure it out. Unfortunately, there's no like breakpoint on a wire value or anything like that. So it's always a tricksome thing with visual stuff like this. Okay, so ball joint, motor bolt, that's the one. Turn off the grid for, actually no, don't turn off the grid. Okay, so now if I do that, and I do that, okay. See, it should rotate around, and if I move this, it shouldn't make a difference, right? Yeah, the only thing that should make a difference is the position of that. Like, that should be the center of rotation. Okay, so if that's the center of rotation, my only conclusion...
God damn it.
my only conclusion is I have these misaligned, which happens a lot with it happens a lot with this kind of thing, which is why we tend to want to do yeah, where's the grid gone? There it is. Set grid origin. Okay. Reposition parents. Okay, so here the first thing here, grab this, align to grid. Okay, now it's saying it's aligned to the grid. And this is the connector for it. Oh, damn it. I need to turn off wires again. Grab that and do that, just so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So now, by my reckoning, it still rotates around the wrong... See, this is the bit that I don't get, right? Is you see that it seems to come off. It looks like there is a... Okay, I'm just going to delete the other hand because I find the other hand confusing at the moment. We can always remake it. Why? Oh, why? Okay, fuck it. Let's redo it. Let's redo it clean. Doesn't take long to do. Trying to find the issue with my timeline, can't find it. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to make me a collaborator, and send me a collaborator invite, and I can take a peek. That's honestly all I can do at the moment because I can't think of what else it could be. Hold on. I need two tools. Hide. I need to hide the clock because it's trying to join the clock. Oh shoot, I can't hide the entire clock. And hide all. Okay. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go grids. Okay. Align the grid to... No, I don't want to align it to that. I want to align it to the clock, but I want to align it to the center of the clock. Tell you what. It's aligned to the world grid. Oh, bollocks. Come through. We're going to get this damn clock to play nice, right? We're going to align this to the grid. Hold on. center, align this to the grid. Then we're going to move in this bit. It's aligned to the grid. Good. That's what I like to see. Okay. Grab that there, align to the grid. Fantastic. Grab that there, align to the grid. Okay, there's a similar size, but fuck it, we can make the minute hand lighter. Okay, cool, thanks. Anyone in chat want to see me finish this clock now? Or oh, shit, I kind of want to finish this clock, but we can also go look at that timeline issue, see if we can figure it out. But let's while we're here, let's see if we can do one last crack. It should be very simple. It should just be, we're going to take the motor bolt and we're going to connect it to that. Okay. I'm going to move the purple bit like that. And we're gonna tell it to go reverse direction, because fuck it, I can't be bothered to turn it around. We're gonna wire that output. Oh wait, wires. It's already wired in there. That goes to there. So now if we do that, now it works perfectly. Motherfucker. Just motherfucker. Okay, let's make the minute hand. Let's wrap this up and then let's go to debug that timeline issue. Holy fuck. That is infuriating. But anyway, we solved it, and that's the important thing. So keep cool, don't be afraid to throw away shit, and we solved it. Okay, maximum value for this is 60. Because there's 60 minutes in an hour. Chic. And that means 60. Yeah, that's 12. Good. Why is that 60 and that wasn't 60? I'm curious. Oh, whatever. Not going to worry about it. Okay. So grab it by the correct point. Let's scale it up a smidge. Let's scale it up a bit more. There we go. And now we just need to do the same trick where we grab gadgets, motor bolt, and we're just going to do it from the side this time to the center. Please tell me we wired it up to the right thing. We did. Good. And we just want to grab this bit. Not going to get fancy with it. Align that to the grid. Feels good. That one's good. There we go, that's the one we want. Go in there. Oh wait, did we reverse position on that one? Reverse direction. Okay. So now we can set it to, ooh. Are those, is the collision on those? Don't think it should be. Collidable. Let's turn collision off. And turn collision off that one. Okay, and now you can set the hour. You can set the minutes. And that's all good. So we just do hours. Minutes, close that. We do that. And yeah, it needs time to run to work. It's a small flaw. But other than that, okay, so now what we do is we're just going to take a little photo, modes, photo, show gadgets, boop, and we'll just publish that as remixable. So save, let's make it a contraption, and we'll just call it working clock. And if people need a clock that they can set to whatever time for puzzles or just for environment, there's a really easy working clock for them. And let's just customize, set the background to that. And do we want a specific font? Yeah, that kind of fits it. Okay, save a version, release online, public, and what do we want to do? We want to do any timers, add tags. Let's go adjustable, adjust, and I'll go with sliders as well. That might help people find it. It is, what would you call it? A logic system, a gameplay item, mechanical, or sound system? I'll go with mechanical. Doop. Doop. And there's another little useful thing on the Dreamiverse. Okay. So from that, let's go check my notifications. Set them free. Sure, I've released more than 6 elements, but whatever. Oh, it's because I've leveled up to the next... Okay, yes, I know. I got that. Go away. Go. I want to... There we go. Push the exit creation button. There we go. Ah, level up. Let's see what I'm leveling up as. We are now... Play and animation. Cute. Okay, notifications. Anything else? No. Okay, it's accept. Let's look at Hex Realm. Edit. Okay, so which timeline appears to be the problem? Is it these timelines here? Is this the timeline in question? This has been driven from... Yes, okay, cool. This is being driven from... This is just a node. signal manipulator, and the signal manipulator is set to 0 to 1, toggle output on. So at the moment the output is 0, 1. Okay, what are you wiring into? Is the question. Okay, so a good trick, as I say, always with wires, is just to grab a wire. Gadgets, logics and processing, to grab a wire and shove a splitter down. See what the wire is spitting out for you. Okay, so player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, controller color, not player owned, positive, negative. Okay, I'm pretty sure you just give a shit about the positive signal. Because yeah, at the moment the signal it's carrying is a big ass value. It's what we call a fat wire. So yeah, if you simplify that down to that, do we still have grouping in here? No, we don't. Oh, that's unfortunate. Toggle isn't the issue. No, I was just saying on this wire here, if you look at the value, there's a huge ass array. Now it's much simpler. It's a single value. Okay. So that goes to that, and that is powered down. Why has that gone up to a... Is there more than one wire coming out of there? Sorry, I'm just gonna, for my own edification. No, it is literally just one wire. Why has that? Oh, because we've shoved it through the signal mapper, or because... No, 0. Input, output. Why the fuck has that gone up to... Well, I mean, that timeline's not turning on. So now if we shove that into that... Ah. I thought you said this timeline was turning on. Once you level enter 2, it activates the level 2 microchip. Okay, let's get rid of that. So it's back to how it was. You're saying this is getting triggered. So is the... I mean, this controller... How many controllers since I'm in level 1? Okay, because this is the one you sent me an invitation to collaborate on. Oh, wait, that's L2 there. This timeline here is called L2. Is this the timeline? Is this microchip's called L2? Is this not the one we're talking about? Also, how many controllinators do you have? Do you just have this one? Switch. Let me reorder it for you. Okay. Fortunately, we don't have... don't save. Reorder it for me, and I'll go in and I can take a look. But yeah, generally the way to debug these things is to look at the wire values, shove stuff into splitters when you're not certain. Test mode is your friend, sort of inspect it through the stages. One of the ways you can do debugging to see if a value is spiking for a second is take a signal remapper on there and sort of tweak it for a bit. But yeah, you got some. This level's been played by 578 dreamers. It's pretty awesome. I'm curious the genealogy. Oh yeah, you were talking about the pillars. I should go show you one of these pillars. How you can potentially lower the costs of one of those pillars. Actually, while you're doing the reordering, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to remix this hex tunnel square. Hex ravine. It's not so bad, 1%. But let's just take a peek.
Who's my good boy?
Sculpture detail. Okay, yeah, because one of the things you can do is... Not those, yeah. One of the things you can do with those is you can loosen up the whole sculpt and then you can go tight on the edges. Hex ravine, flat side. Oh, this one. Okay. Round here from another dimension. Thank you for the follow, Sean. Oh, I see why. Yeah, I see why. Got a lot of additive sculpts here, and they're quite big. So I go tools, and I go sculpture detail. Yeah, it's just one big sculpt. Okay. Yeah, what you're much better off at doing, I'm going to grab this one sculpt out here. Actually, do I even need to copy it? Okay, I'm not going to copy that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one just next to it, and I'm going to copy it, and I'll show you how you potentially do it much cheaper. So first trick, get a hexagon, grab that color. Okay. Shouldn't come in here. You want to turn on varying looseness, and you want to loosen it a fair amount because it's a background bit. Okay, drop it down. Oh wait, we're in smear mode, stamp mode. Drop it down. Shadunk. And then what we can do, blah blah blah, is we just stretch this puppy out. How much do we need to stretch it? I want it to be roughly the same. Not going to make it perfectly the same, but it's roughly the same. Okay. But of course, because we did all that looseness to it, you're going to lose some of the sharpness on these edges. So what you can actually do to bring some of that sharpness back, there's different ways of doing it. But the trick I quite like to do is you come in here, you turn the looseness amount down on here. Yeah, we turned on varying looseness. Good. And tools, stretch. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Go down. For this hard regular shape, this is actually quite difficult because of what it is. Yeah. If I turn on the grid, I could probably get that. But by doing this way, what happens is you get oh, god damn it. You can get like a hard edge. Actually, if you go watch, I think John did a stream actually where he went in detail about how to get these hard edges, and he's much better at creation than I am. And he goes through it in quite some detail. But that's one trick that you can do. let's assume that you're not going to use that trick. The main thing that you'll want to do is, honestly, don't do it as one sculpt. Do it as a shit ton of clones, because that will be so much cheaper. Hey parent, how you doing? Oh, shoot. You know what I need? I need the stay upright gadget. And I need some of these. And yeah, by cloning this up like this, doing good. I had a job interview today. Awesome. By cloning these up out of the same sculpt multiple times, this will be a lot cheaper than that. Yeah, so to give you an idea, what's that? That drops by 2%. Whereas if we select this whole group minus that, we delete that. Oh, damn it. I need to show thermometers. Undo. See, it doesn't even move a percentage point. So that's one of the ways you can do that. Even if you tighten this up a fair bit, that'll save you. The other thing is, when you do clone like that, if you want some of the sharper ones, put the sharper ones up front and then loosen up the back, because yeah, unless you're going to flip it around a lot, then you don't want to loosen up the back. But yeah, the key thing is just clone it a bunch of times. If you can do it subtractive works really nicely, but what's basically going on here is you'd honestly need to go like watch the SIGGRAPH talk, and I have to run you through a whole bunch of computer graphics. But these are all additive, and there's not a lot of great overlap, and so basically it's having to draw all of these, and it's becomes quite a complex shape to figure out. Yeah. As I say, it's really hard to go through this without actually going through lines in code, but generally if you can clone stuff, I mean, that is quite a complex shape. And the other thing that's not helping you is they're quite long as well. So I can see how that is probably going to cost you a bunch. Yeah, you can definitely cheapen that up a lot, especially if you're using it a ton. Right, you said you've edited it. Versions 2121, view version, edit. Cool. So, cool. Put active level on 2 for you. Okay, cool. L2 microchip active when in level. Okay, cool. Oh, wait, so you're saying this microchip's been powered. Okay. Curious. Curious if I move it off here. Okay, so if I move it off, it's still getting triggered. So it's got nothing to do with it's got nothing to do with that. Okay, so we know where that wire is coming from. Sorry, just double checking. Yeah, it's coming from that one there. Cool. So if I disconnect it, so the wire's definitely the problem. Okay, it's not the microchip or anything else. Okay, so first things first, splitters. So if we split that and we shove positive on that, does that still activate it? It does. Interesting. So we're getting a signal of 1 from that. But we're getting a signal of 0 from... Whoa. Hold on. This is fascinating. Gonna muck stuff up, but don't worry, I'm not gonna save it. Okay, cool. That's away from there. Okay. So that wire is definitely giving power. Okay. Just gonna come through here. Gonna shove a splitter, and we're talking about the square button. Cool. And we're going to shove a timer on there, and this is going to be start timer. Start timer. Okay, those definitely don't trigger, but if we... I like timers because basically once you've started the timer, you've started the timer. Okay. Interesting. So I'm gonna start. Sorry, I'm deleting some stuff here because I'm just trying to see what goes on. This is how I would debug it. Is I would jump. Yeah, just helping out. It's nice to just honestly go through this stuff, and I learn as well because, as I say, I'm a programmer, so I haven't spent a ton of time in Dreams, and it's fun for me. And I honestly I love streaming, and it's just so awesome to be able to finally stream Dreams. Like, I was so excited for Dreams when I joined Sony around the launch of the PS4. And then when I moved from a central tech team over to Media Molecule, I was like, yeah. Okay, so none of those are starting. Wow. Please don't tell me it's the controller color. Is the controller color throwing you? Okay, so the controller color has a value on it. Okay, so the controller color is kicking off. So I wonder... Okay. We're going to do another split there. We're just going to run this through and split. Okay. So we're just going to remap this. At the moment, controller color is the only thing in that fat wire that's carrying a value. Okay. So, personally, I think controller color is tripping up your logic. Surprising that it does that. Very surprised that it does that, actually. Oh. Ah. But when it comes out of your... So you've got... Okay, so I don't think controller... I think controller colors are red herring. Coming out of the signal manipulator, you have toggle output on. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Okay, this signal manipulator's got a bug in it somewhere, right? If I reset this to default, okay, I think by default it starts on. I think that's your problem, is this signal manipulator is starting on. So I think that's where your logic problems come along. So there's actually a much easier way to solve this, because as I say, at the moment you're driving the timeline power. And what you actually want to say is you want to say that when the square button is pushed, loop. Why did you do loop? Huh. Interesting. Whatever. I don't know why you're choosing to loop. But what you could do is... Okay. So I'm going to just delete all my splitters and all jazz like that. Okay. So the square that's coming out there, what you could do is you could wire it just directly into the timeline's playback speed. And then what'll happen is if I go into test mode, you'll see so yeah, your problem was the signal manipulator was defaulting to on, and you had it as a toggle mode. But if I go into tools modes and I go into test mode, so now if I hold down square, oh shit, needs to be powered on. There we go. Now when I hold down square, weird. Very weird. Why is it not playing? Oh, because time's not moving. But when I hold down square, you see the playback speed there? Just goes 0 to 1. So if we can find... Oh. Sorry. If we can find... There's a square. You can just play it like... You can just plug it in directly into the playback speed. Like that. And what you can also do... If that's not to your liking, because I know how these pillars work for you, is why am I in? There we go. Leave this mode. Okay, rewind. Yes, for that one you need to hold square. So let's see if we can fix the signal remapper for you. So signal remapper, signal manipulator. So custom remapper, and you want to toggle output on and off. At on and off. Is that what I want to do? No, I definitely want to just toggle output on. Okay, so now it's going to start off, toggle output on. Okay. So let's just put it here and let's just check with a timer that it's doing what we expect. Because if it... Okay, that one's doing what we expect. So your previous one just might have been bugged. Might have just been bugged. But yeah, in this case, yeah, you can plug into the playback speed. Let's just shook. And grab that. Plug back into playback speed. And yeah, you can do that that way. The other way to manage this whole thing is you can have a timer. Yeah, burnt. If you don't want to do what you've done, which is have the loop, sorry, I'll show you this one thing, and then we'll get out of your scene for you. So at the moment, you've currently you know what, the loop works quite nicely actually, because that also means you can do slightly different effects both ways. The only thing that's annoying for you is here. You get to this point here, and it yeah, when you get to this point here, you kind of want it to stop. What I would do for that is there's a few things you could do. Oh yes, does this still work? This is a good question. Can you still put a trigger zone on a timeline? Sorry. Get this down here. Get it one down. There we go. No, I don't know if you can. Oh no, because that just activates the power. In which case, your best bet is probably yeah, signal generator. Now if I recall, we can have the signal generator do what you want with the signal generator is you want the pause time range. There we go. Be nice and long. Want the sweep to be there. So basically it generates a solid signal, and then out of here you just wire this back into that, and shaboom. What that'll do, if I've not fucked it up, is when it hits that part of the timeline, it'll stop. Why did it continue? I'm curious now. I'm very curious, because that should have fired a signal. I am very curious now. So. Why, oh why? Oh. Oh. Is it because... what are you spitting out at the moment? Huh. Interesting. Pulse on, off. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Calling it a night. Take care, parent, take care. Keeps changing on the keyframes. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, because the button, for the button you only want it to pulse once. But then for the keyframe, that is interesting. For the keyframe, I really wish this visualization was clearer. You know what? I'm just going to make this a smooth rise and a smooth fall, just so I can... Whoa. I actually don't even know if signal manipulator is actually your best bet here. Because you have two opposing things here. You've got the one which is really a switch. Don't show the switch. Ah, bollocks. Don't show the switch. On off value. Curious if a switch serves you better. No, because it doesn't stick. Yeah, signal manipulator is what you want. Interesting. Yeah, signal manipulator is what you want. Ooh. Edge detection, pulse output on. I guess have to redo everything again. No. You gotta figure... So, one thing I would say with this kind of logic to save yourself is... do you know about wireless transmitters and receivers? They do make wiring stuff together a bit easier. Especially if you're going to have a global gadget like this, because then you can have a wireless transmitter. Here we go. Yeah, cool. You're aware of them. Cool. They do add a little bit of overhead, but not much. Now, really, I think signal manipulator is gonna be... It's not global. Yeah, it is global. The wireless transmitter, each level has their own. Oh, in which case what you can do is you can set a so the transmitter is always global, that's correct. And then the receiver can have a receiving area. And you can adjust the area of reception to seen. But yeah, that's one of the ways you can do it. But I'm just looking at your signal thing, and I'm just trying to figure out a better way to do it, because there must be a better way, surely. There must be a better way. That's true, we could use a selector. So the way you do it with selector is you'd basically have an on and off state, and you would use the square to map to the next state. And then what you'd do is you'd say, if you're in state B, you're transmitting. But can a transmitter work on a scene but be variable related? I mean, yeah, because a transmitter could be turned on and off. So what you could do is you could have a variable, and then you could have a transmitter, And then basically you could say if the variable is on, and then you just AND it with whatever signal you want to send. Or no, the better way to do it would actually to be wire the... What's going on? I'm helping MSys out with his level. And we're just going through, I say helping, we're going through and we're figuring out bits and bobs. So yeah, you can map it to the current value like that. And then what happens is you could power on and off the wireless transmitter with the variable, like that. So that's one way of doing it. But yeah, another way of doing the on-off button thing is you could say B is the plain state, okay? And then what you could say in here, here we go, in here, where it sends out the signal, is you could say flip to state A, like that. And so if you did it this way, what would happen is you push square, and now you're in the plain state. You hit the pulse, and it would transmit you to the B state. Oh wait, but then you hit the pulse multiple times. That is an interesting problem. Yeah, you can't do it that way. Because the pulse... you can't do it that way. Man, you really want like a breakpoint and a timeline, and I'm trying to remember the best way to do it, and I cannot. I know there's a good way to do this. I know there's a good way to do this, and it's bugging me. Ignore frame rate, power. Yeah, I know. I understand the keyframe argument. I mean, you've got to do it in the way that's simple and the way that works for you. But timelines really are where the magic is. You really want to wire shit into timelines. But I'm trying to think. There's got to be... It won't... will it be movers and output? It won't be, will it? It's going to be in sensors and triggers. Got logic and processing. We've got signal manipulator, calculator. I know how to do it. Can you use a counter or selector somewhere off the timeline that gets latched the first time you hit the pulse and then ignore it the next time? That is a potential way you could do it, but there is a better way. I've just thought of the better way. Okay. So when you enter state A, you start this timer. Oh, bollocks. Why is my thing not wiring up? There we go. And cool. Let me just double check. Timer finished, pulse. Okay, timer output. Good, good, good. Okay, so we push square. We push square, that puts us into the B state. When we go into the B state, we start this timer and we start this timer, but at the same time we also wire ourselves into the C state. And then when this timer is finished, timer finish, pulse, that takes us to the D state. What is this going to be? I'm just helping someone out with their level. We're just looking at some logic, trying to figure out a good way to do this timeline stuff they're wanting to do. There's a whole bunch of different ways to tackle it, but I'm trying to not change everything. Trying to figure this way out. Okay, so that's the timer finished. Timer output, if I recall, is scaled. Current status in the terms of how far it runs. Okay, cool. So timer output needs to be speed, positional, countdown. Okay, cool. Now we want the normal timer. But we also need, and we can shove this all on a, this seems way too complicated. Hold on, I'm not going to save. Don't worry, don't save. Cool. We're going to go into a blank level, and I'm just going to work this through, because this problem is people like you are going to be in big demand in dreams. I like helping people out with their stuff. It really makes me feel good. Yes, no, this is what we want to do is we want to make a contraption here. This is really what we're speaking about. We want to make a contraption. Okay, I'm not going to get fixated on the specifics of your problem. We're going to look at the problem in the generic. Okay, so the generic thing is here. We have a timeline. This timeline wants to do a bunch of stuff. Okay. So to make it more entertaining, what we're going to do is we're going to go modes. We're going to go sound mode. We're going to go tool. What are we looking for? A music timeline. Claire, you're looking for sound mode. Search. There we go. Search sound effects. Okay, we're going to just grab some, not fiction and stress. We're going to grab some fun ones. Junk cupboard. Okay, cool. One that's not going to get too annoying. Okay, metal ruler twang. Okay, we want to do 3 twangs. Okay, and then we want to do search sound effects. And then we want to do a couple of cheeky, a couple of cheeky mouth pops. Ah! Oh God. I've forgotten how to do the sustain loop. Loop. That's what I need. Okay, a few cheeky mouth pops. Gotta go figure it out on my own. Cool. No, I'm working this out, sis, and I'm gonna publish this as a remixable thing, and it's gonna be, this timeline bit is gonna be a reusable gadget that's powered by a pulse. And once this is wrapped up on a microchip, it's a very reusable thing. I'm just making the specifics of it not part of your problem, basically, because I want to figure this out. Okay, so what we're gonna do, get out of here, animate. We are going to do action recorder. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, so those are 2 very separate states that we have there. I know, it's so cool that their logic's remixable. And our goal here is we want to pause halfway between these 2 states, and then we want to finish this back. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna retake that animation because I want to make it more obvious the problem. Okay, so going to hop. Gonna hop, and then it's gonna just sort of shake here for a bit, and then on the return trip it's gonna go wee, So the way it's coming back here is different. Okay, cool. Super rough. We don't really care about that bit. Okay. But this is a looping timeline, and we want to have a pause halfway in the middle there. Okay. Now the bit that was a bit tricky here is he had a gadget in remote control. He had a controlinator in remote control mode. Get rid of those bits. And on the square button, let's get some logic. Okay, microchip. Okay. On the square button, he had a signal manipulator. Brains. Signal manipulator. There it is. My brain just took a few seconds to go for it. He had it as a custom remapper, and he had it in the toggle on. And that's basically so that when this came through, this came into a toggle on state. And to make that super obvious, what we're going to do is we're going to just take this thing here. We're going to take its glow value. I'm going to wire it up to that. Okay. Ooh. That is super strong. FYI, top tip, whatever value, and if we just disconnect this wire, so if I set this to 26%, I think it is, this should work. Okay, so now when you push square, the value it goes up to is not 100%, it's 26%, and that's generally true of all sliders. So you don't have to do a whole bunch of math and calculators and places. You can just adjust the slider, and then the wire that comes in will multiply that. And it has different modes here that are adjustable on that. So wire blend overwrite, blend, or modulate. Modulate's the one we want. Okay, so that is basically whenever we push square is changing its value. Okay, that's what we want. Right. That is our input microchip. That's really not part of the gadget. The gadget itself that we are going to try build is microchip. Here it is. This, let's give it a funky color. And let's give it an icon. Okay. So this is the actual logic thing we care about. Wait. Put the timeline on here. Okay, fantastico. Okay. So, the basic thing we had is plugged into this output, we had the playback speed. So that when square was pushed, the playback speed changed. Then what happened is, instead of at the end of the timeline, in the middle of the timeline here, we wanted to trigger a pause or a break. That's really the logic we're trying to figure out, is how to pause or break the timeline at this very specific location. Okay. So let's see. If we put a selector here, and we make a pulse from this selector. Oh, sorry. I always get muddled with the edges of microchips. There we go. X. Okay. Grab that wire. Wire that into B. Okay, we want B to play. Okay, we put the pulse of the selector. Will transition us to state B. Is that actually what we want? Thinking about it. Thinking about it, no, because so this comes through and it's a solid 1, meaning it wants to be played. Okay, no, that's okay. It comes in and it wants to be played. Okay. I think we need a signal remapper to deal with our signal remapper. Because what we're actually saying what we're actually saying is a steady pulse, toggle on and off. Okay, fuck the selector. Currently it's 0. We do that. Okay, so the square root still works. Okay, that's good. The square root still works. Now, if we have oh, I like it a lot. If we have a signal generator on this half, okay, hold on. Just fucking expand. Cool. If we have a signal, maybe tags would be the key. Tags are interesting. The real problem, okay, so this is actually a problem that timelines, oh wow, you made the bananas from the stream I was watching yesterday. That was so good. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you liked the banana sword. It was a fun little project. Okay, so here the signal generator. This is a key problem that we have generally in animation, in computer code all the time, right? Because this timeline, whenever a frame ticks over, it doesn't necessarily tick consistently. So when you're writing logic for a timeline, basically what you want, and this is something currently I don't think we have in the Dreams timeline, is you want this concept of a boundary condition, i.e. I care about when you go from the left of me to the right of me. And there's like a special test for that. And because animation is often done on the GPU, it's really fucking messy. There's like really complicated code problems and data flow problems I could go into there. But yeah, so often in game engines, you'll have this concept of like an interrupt or a detection for when the playhead went from the left of a thing to the right of a thing. And we don't currently have that. And that's exactly what we're trying to solve. And so how I'm getting around that is I think I have this big area. I have the signal generator, right? Signal generator. We want to turn off the sweep signal. Oh, actually, no. Do we? Pause time range. Okay. Sweep signal 0. Cool. Actually, We want to keep this nice and big. Oh, actually, no. The other way of dealing with this is just to make the max range. Oh, I know a better way of dealing with this. The better way of dealing with this is there is. Where is it? 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 Not a signal generator. A switch would work. Yeah, a switch. Okay. So we do that. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, that's interesting. When it hits the end, I didn't count for that. I assumed when it hit the end, it would keep it powered. Why does it not keep it powered? On end trigger, playhead position. Because there's a way I can do with this with math, but I want to make it. I want to make this really friendly to be retweaked, and the math way is just not friendly. So that's powered. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying with the dozens of timelines, right? I'm trying to keep this as friendly as I can. Well, okay, let's make an assumption to keep it friendly. Did you see the Baby Chunks guy who was making the banana sword? I think it was the same stream. Did you see Baby Chunks by the guy who was making it? No, I haven't. I might take a check. I guess I'll have to... No, I don't think you have to find a whole new way. Okay, so one of the ways that I was resisting, because it's a bit mathy, is... Okay, let's move this off this timeline. Is if we go into logic and processes and we want a greater than or less than, which is in the calculator. Cool. And you want to say if you're greater than, and you want to say 0.5. And then for that, you want to wire into the playhead. Oh, come on, into the playhead. Why are you not wiring? Oh, why are you not? Oh wait, playhead position. Sorry, the thing I was trying to wire into was different because it was closed. Okay, cool. So this calculator now tells us if we're in the first half or the second half of the timeline. Right. Then what this does is this does where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? We want XOR gate. Yes, we want a XOR gate. Shrunk. Now, if I recall, wait, no, is the XOR gate going to be right? XOR gate, no, because at the moment that's firing a 1, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay, good. Okay, so fire that, and then when it hits that, it stops the timeline, and then you push it again. Booyah! And push it. Oh yeah, if you want it to loop, you need to put a loop in there, and to stop the loop immediately replaying, you go on end trigger, and you shove that in there. Oh wait, no. No. On end trigger, you shove that in there, I believe. What are you trying to do? I am trying to make it so there is a very easy bit of logic, which I will publish, that allows you to make it so you can have a timeline that stops in the middle and then resumes when you send it a second signal. Okay. So, kick it off. It's playing. It's all good. Stops in the middle. Set it to play. Stops at the end. Continues. Stops in the middle. There we go. That does. Okay. So, what you basically need to do... I don't know if I should publish this thing as a whole thing. Okay, I'm going to publish this thing as a whole thing. But now I need to put some explanatory notes for anyone who wants to use this thing. Okay, so let's get out some text gadget fun, and we will... This is where all the actual magic happens. I think if I put this on here, you can delete the stuff on the timeline and put it on whatever you want. How can you apply it faster to timelines? What do you mean apply it faster to timelines? You would just clone this microchip and you can just replace this timeline with whatever timeline you need. Is the thing. Half stop. Okay. This is a half stop timeline. You should include tiny in your whole 2 notes explaining the stream. Thing is, it's so much easier to explain these things in video form. It really fucking is. Okay. So, the important thing here is we put a node on, whenever you're publishing logic for other people to use, make sure you put a node there. You rename it, and this is the signal. Okay, you want one timeline, one chip you can wire your inputs to outputs to. Cool? Cool. That is the signal there. That I'm gonna make this that chip, right? This has got to be the timeline playhead. Okay, so that is excuse me. That is there. Let's change the icon. So that's going to be the... I'm going to just use that icon. And it is a input port. We're just going to make that the red port. That is the signal. We're going to make that the where you plug the game input into. And then we need the time on end trigger. So change this to timeline end trigger. To be honest, I deleted it and remade it. I think you've changed something on your signal manipulator, but I couldn't see quite what. Unfortunately, because the custom signal manipulator remapper has so many settings on the graph, it's really hard to tell what you might have changed on it. Sorry about that. I don't really know what you've potentially changed there. There's not really a good symbol for end, is there? I'm gonna do a clock. Yeah, a clock. And that comes to there. And then on this side, change this. Background programming. Yeah, I'm one of the server programmers for Dreams. I've worked as a game designer, as a programmer. Yeah, this is my personal channel though. But yeah, I am a programmer by trade. Okay, so then this needs to go into the... Is there a play icon? There's not really a play icon. Let's make it the... I'm just going to make it the go icon, and I'm going to make it blue. Come on, grab that there. Goes in there. Awesome. So that goes there. We're just going to call this example timeline. So it's obvious. Example timeline. Here, timeline. Delete. Delete me. Okay, cool. Okay, example timeline, delete me. Input. Cool. Do you think the signal, you know what, I'm gonna leave the input stuff separate. But I mean the signal manipulator, in theory you could move it onto the half stop if you wanted to. Okay, so now before we publish, top tip, just go into tools, modes, grab the photo mode, especially for anything logic related, so you can take a picture with the logic. Cool. Right. Okay. So now we save a version. Half stop timeline logic. Timeline logic. Okay, I think I'm going to need to use the InDreams keyboard to make my life not miserable. Give me 1 second. Save a version. Save as public. Edit the cover page. Yeah, use that. Wait, did we not get a better photo? Yep. Jada. Version notes, creation name, version notes. Where can we do the... Oh, contraption. Add tags. It's a logic system. And it's timeline. Oh, wait. Timeline. Shuduk. Okay, cool. Yes, once it's public, it is public forever. Hey, Hey, DVO, thanks for the subscription. Don't really have many subs around here because I mostly just stream for fun, but I hope you enjoy the emotes, and yeah, have some fun. I don't know why my alert's broken for that, but apparently my alert is broken for that. But yeah, Kamau Love is one of the big ones. Okay, so now that that's published, I need to go to my creations, half stop, and I need to write a description for this thing, because I think otherwise it's going to be super confusing. Okay. This is logic to detect when a timeline is at 50% and stop it. Oh wait, why is the at 50% and timeline 50% and stop it. Made to easily wire. And here I'm from another dimension. There is the signal. Made to easily wire into your own timelines. Done. Okay, hopefully that is helpful to someone. Right, but yes, thanks for the Twitch Prime subscription. Where am I? There we go. Cool. And thanks for the follow base. Right, is there any creations people want me to look at? Is there any bits and bobs you want me to fiddle with? Let's see, notifications. Does anyone send me anything? Accidentally space. Stupid notifications bug. There we go. Go away. Come on. There we go. All done. Yeah, hopefully it's helpful for you. You need to watch Purple Pants. I have seen Purple Pants. Has he published any more to it? Has he done an update? Okay, let's see if he has done. Let's see if he has done an update. I've played level 1. You know what? I'm just going to play it from the start. If any of you have dreams or bits of gadgets or questions, feel free to shout up. I really wish he hid the imp. It's like, don't show the imp if I can't do anything. It always annoys me. Originally it just started as this short, and then it just got more and more complicated. Cheeky little giggle. Okay, but yeah, does anyone have any thing? Because otherwise we might just go into the Dreamiverse and find something to remix or something to tweak with. But if anyone has any. So here the music is tied to his movement. Let me explain. Okay. So, just a Yeti and so on. I love to see people's early creations, Magma. Drop your PSN in if you're happy for us to look for it. You can't destroy a signal through a node. You can't send a destroy signal through a node. What do you mean you can't send a destroy signal? We have a variable gadget that allows you to store global variables. There is a magma monster. Okay, let's jump out of Purple Pants, because I've seen Purple Pants many times. I don't think there's any new bits to it. Okay. Let's look. Browse and create. Browse all. Dreamers. Let's look for magma. Magma monster. There you are. Ooh, nice oxygen tank. Tennis ball. I love little props like this. This is the shit evil toast. Yes. Yes, this is relevant to my interests. I want to toast it. Is it evil toast or is it evil bread? Fuck yeah. I'm coming back to the Yeti. Computer. Useful. Old school. I like it. Very tight. Like that you've got a nice shiny thing for the screen. Oh, that's actually handy, man. I love these bits. I love these bits so much. Birthday cake, Yeti hand. So you've clearly been working on the Yeti for a while. Green eye, wobbly tree. Okay, let's take a peek at the Yeti. So how are the thermometers looking for the Yeti? 21% on your sculpt. It should be okay. Let's go view first, and then we might just nip into edit and take a peek. Okay, I have to fuck with the Yeti. The Yeti is very cool. The Yeti is very cool. Okay. First things first. Let's look at the puppet logic. Okay. So, have you played around? So I made an increased destroyer to show off the issue I have. Awesome. Okay, we will go check out your PSN and we will check out the destroyer problem. What percentage should a character try to float around? Characters will walk on an invisible plane unless they hit collision geometry, at which point they'll start like playing. Okay, so the quick edit. Run. Huh. Walk. Okay, cool. Jump, descent. Okay, so one of the cool things to go into here is when you have a character like this, it's so important how it moves. Yeah, I can check the thermometer out in a sec. But yeah, let's check out your movement, right? Because if, for instance, here, if you change, where is it? Stompiness. No, it's not stompiness we want. Stridiness. No, that's not what we want. Center of gravity. Yeah, at the moment he seems a little top heavy. I don't know if you need to adjust that in the sculpt or if his legs are just a bit bounciness. Oof. Sorry, I totally wrecked that. Yeah, he just needs a bit of a lumber or something. I don't know why. Sassiness. Who wants a sassy Yeti? No. Lumberness. Lumberness? I'm curious if the lumberness is... Hang on, we're just editing, we're editing 83000's Yeti, Magma's Yeti. We're just looking around at bits and bobs without getting too deep into the animation. Springiness, if we drop the springiness down. Arm flail, we definitely don't want arm flail. Stiffness. Yeah. I feel like... I feel like we need to... The thing that's bugging me is for a Yeti, he's really light on his feet. He doesn't have a sense of weight. Alright, hear me out. Make it black, a black Yeti. Could do. what I'm really interested in is how do we give the Yeti the sense of weight? I think part of it is just the footstep sound. Like part of it, actually, that's probably the quickest and easiest place to start. Is if we were to go into follow behavior, jump animation, run, level complete, auto guide, SFX blank, pop it. Jump, land, footstep. Okay. So here's all the footstep sounds. If we go in and we bring the footstep sound up a smidge, we lower the tempo a smidge, and we pitch shift it down. Okay. Yeah, I think slowing him down might help. Okay, that pitching down immediately helps. Pitching down the footstep sound immediately makes a difference. I think you're right. I think the thing we want to do is we want to slow down the acceleration time. Like you want him to be able to get fast, but you don't want him to start fast. Deceleration time you can leave up. Walk speed, run speed, turn speed. I think turn speed you need to turn down. Screamy, that's a footstep sound. You could do that. I mean, the other thing you could do, which we can show you in a sec. So now, okay. That immediately feels a little bit better. I don't want to make him too slow to turn because then, yeah, if you make him too slow to turn, it'll feel ugly. Okay. So we can close that. Okay, so his run. You know what? I am not sure I'm actually the best person to give advice on this one. This is a tough one. Controller logic. What I am going to do, because I just find it cute as fuck, is I'm just going to go into animation. I'm going to go keyframe. And I'm going to go okay. Yes, I have. Oh, okay. Before you, I will be streaming tomorrow, but before you go, I have to show you. I have to show you this very simple thing because it layers in so easily. You can take a keyframe like that. You can wire it to a button. It's even better if you shove a sound on it. And now, if you go play, it's like rah, rah. And if you it even gets better if you just go into here and you edit this up and you give it a bit of springiness. You do a slow power up and slow power down. And now when you do it, you can go rah, rah, rah. You just record yourself and you can very quickly add those little bits to a character. I mean, that's a complete little hack, but don't save. But yeah, that's a simple little hack that you can do that I really like. Okay, you were Totodal, you were saying you had a destroy thing. Dreamers, let's go find you. Here we go. let's go take a peek at your creations. You said you had done an example. Is the example in here? Ring puzzle prototype, water rush. Increaser, destroyer. It's way back. Oh, okay. Does not work until bug fix. Only want to trigger a trigger zone once. The thing is, this is the thing you need. Okay, triggered is just a node. Destroyer. Okay, so you're saying night night, take care. So if I grab a switch, I'm gonna just do that. And flip this onto that, and flip this onto that. Okay, this is off. Weird. What's that? Affects objects. Oh! No, you don't want to wire into that. Object destroyed. Okay. Okay, so turn this off. Hold on. Just why is this? Ah, sorry. Cool. So to go into test modes. Test mode. You're saying you want to trigger this. Huh, why is it not affects objects? Why is it not destroying? Oh, okay. I think I know a quick way to fix this. Exit. The quick way, you just remove the important part. I assume this is a thing that you just want to trigger once on destruction? What's the purpose of this? I'll undo my changes and go back to the original state. Okay. So currently, you have a destroy and an increase. So yeah, that'll, I mean, so if I dump that there, that'll now destroy that, is what you're saying? Because we don't allow, I see what you're saying. I don't even know if that's on the bug track. Have you reported that on feedback? Have you reported that on InDreams, on feedback.indreams? Because I know what the problem is. Yes, okay, cool. Well, then it's in the bug tracker, and someone will look at it at some point. Yeah, to my knowledge, it may even be fixed. Oh, okay, if they've decided that it's not a feat. Well, the thing is what it is this kind of wire that you want to pass through here isn't, like, the wires aren't, this is my personal channel, so I don't want to talk about work stuff. Like, I don't want to talk about stuff that's not publicly thing. I want to just play dreams. But this wire, like, so you know when you get a fat twisty wire with lots of values, so we call that a fat wire, and then you've got these single value wires. This, while it looks like a wire and acts like a wire, is an object reference. So it can't pass through a thing. Or if it does pass through a thing, then we need to have a reliable way to pass object values through wires over multiple frames and not have a thing die. And I don't know the system. So it's up to whoever's maintaining that system, probably Matt and the Create Tools team, to make that call. So yeah, if you filed it and they've said it's not a bug, then yeah, it's not a bug. But what is to rephrase the question, what is the thing you're trying to achieve with this? What is the logic you're trying to do? Because because you would then have to, because a signal doesn't travel through, the signal doesn't travel instantaneous. There is a speed, one chip to set affected objects. Well, I mean, that's kind of the point of the destroyer, right? Because this chip you're trying to create here, if you just shoved it on the object you wanted to destroy, fuck's sakes. If you just shoved it on the object you wanted to destroy, and you just put because like you're trying to like with this bit here, you're trying to replicate functionality of the sticky stuff. So yeah, you wire that into the power node, and then if you care about when it gets destroyed, you just wire object destroyed into there. Okay, so that is one. The destroyer gadget there is just one thing instead of a whole microchip. And now, hold on. Now when I start the timer, do that, destroyed, it flips the switch. If you want it to stick, because it's a pulse, you'd have to put a signal remapper and you'd have to stick the pulse. Another way you can do that is switch visible and scene. There we go. Another way you can do that in scene is you could shove in a logic and processing signal remapper, and you just make the like you've done before. You make the easiest way to actually do it, if you just care about a one single file, is to just map this into that. Hold on. Map it into that. And then to make sure that it only fires once, you map that into freeze output. And so now, oh, stupid me. Edit mode. Modes. Test mode. Boop. Why did it not destroy? Oh, because the time isn't playing. Whoops. I always make that mistake. So yeah, now if you hit it, it'll lock that with that, because it freezes its own output. But that's a single use kind of way of doing it, but it'll work. So that's if you wanna destroy that. Now if you want to destroy multiple objects, you know, you basically just have to, again, it's just this one. Oh, fuck, I need to get out of playtest mode. There we go. So if you want to destroy multiple objects, instead of attaching it to the object, you just wire it like that. Now it affects multiple objects. So that destroyer gadget is doing everything you want it to do. Like, there's nothing stopping you wiring this up to as many things as you want it to wire up to. Make sense? Cool. So does anyone else have any creations, questions, bits and bobs? I feel like we should go check out, while we're just sort of chatting away, let's look at some of the bug entries I haven't rated yet. I feel like I've seen this one already. Skip. Yeah, I've definitely seen that one already. Oh, this is new. I like the chameleon. Chameleon is jazz. Oh, got a little bit of... Run! Oh, there's angry bees after me! Okay. Oh, I hate run towards the camera games. There's... No, there's a lot more than 5 entries, but you only see 5 entries at a time. You play those 5 and vote on them, and then you move on to the next 5. So, it just means that you don't cherry pick your votes, and you can actually vote on all the stuff. Okay, so this is, you get infinite lives to try, but every time you respawn the timer gets higher, and it's obviously the person with the best time. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one. Oh. I think it's kind of sweet. It's not exactly my jam, but I like it. So we've already voted on way more than... No. Oh, fucking copyright content, yo. L2 and R2 to flash. So I'm meant to be like a little firebug? Not sure what the point of this one is. Yeah, but as I say, if anyone has any queries or anything they want to see made or whatever, happy to dive into that. It's a pretty scene. And I get what they're doing with the fireflies, but I'm just not... It doesn't feel like a complete thing. Okay. Adorable take on a ladybug. A bit weird, but I understand why, because doing not bipeds with the puppet is tricky. I have seen the PlayStation Home thing. Yes, I haven't seen it recently because I know he's been working on it a bunch. But yes, I have seen it. Oh. There's no checkpoint. Damn it. I think there's meant to be another ladybug I'm meant to... Yeah, that one's just a bit funny. Oh my god, that is such a derpy ant. I fucking love that. That is such a derpy ant. I'm sorry, I love that. Yes. I love diving into stuff because doing those little bits of help is really nice. And I like the banana sword thing we did last night where we just took a random thing and we played on it. Do you think it was meant to be a spider? Oh shit. Feel bad now. Smoke, sugar cubes, ants. I think it fits a theme. It's quite nice. I wish they'd placed a... I miscounted the legs. Okay, whoops. My bad. I like the little scene they've put together. I wish they'd put a camera on it, but I like it. Empty. Continue on. Stop those ants. You can only carry one at a time. Okay, use of Connie. I like the theme. Oh my god, I'm gonna Okay. I didn't see the ants. I'm torn on that one. I'm gonna go no. I like the idea. I wish I'd seen the ants though. Claw, stinger. I kind of like it, but I also, the fact they didn't finish is like, it bugs me. The fact they didn't finish. It's like, it's okay. You don't have to submit. Yeah, I'd like to see it finished. It has promise. Again, I really like this with the bucket and such, but I wish they... I'm going to find... Okay. You know what? I'm voting that, but then I'm exiting this creation. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go out. I want to find a little sculpt on the Dreamiverse. And I want to show you guys just how quickly you can make it look really sweet. I'm going to go recent. Raccoon head. Actually, I think they've done a presentation job on the raccoon head, but let's see. Okay, yeah, they've done a good presentation head, so we don't need to worry about that one. If we look for one that just has like a default background, I'll show you some basic. Is that remixable? No, it's not. Oh my god, that is impressive though. Is it a possessable puppet? Oh, it's not possessable. Oh, you see, you've done a dream, but you've not. Okay, so this is why I'm going to show off this thing. Okay, cool. So if you've got a sculpt that you like, let's find gnarly driftwood. Does this look any... Okay, it's a bit simple. I was just looking for something a bit more... Let's find some random single sculpt of something that looks kind of cool, but is poorly presented. And I'm just gonna... Okay, let's just do some filtering. We are looking for... sculpture. Okay, fancy key. Here's a good example. Okay. So we got this little fancy key, right? And you've done this thing and you want to present it. Now, publishing the remixable element as bare is good, but if you want to make a dream to just kind of show this key off, what you can do, first of all, the main thing people will go to every single time, and I don't think they do a good job of it usually, is they'll go to cameras and lighting, they'll break out the sun and sky gadget, they'll drop that in, and they'll typically do, they'll kill like the sky background, where is it, sky brightness, they'll kill like the sky brightness or whatever, and they'll go that way. I don't think that's the most important first thing you should do. The first thing I think you should do, if you can find a nice presentation platform, so if we just go like wood and go Dreamiverse, actually, you know, wood's a bad search. If we look for platform or stand, now you don't have to do this bit, but the thing that really helps is in your sculpt or whatever, if this is if you don't have like a diorama, right? If you don't have an already if you don't already have a nice thing to present it on. You know, I'm just going to go with the first one I can kind of grab that looks half decent. Oof, that's not going to show it off well. You know what? I'm just going to see if someone has made a wood platform. And yeah, I'm from another dimension! Okay, here we go. Wooden plate. Oh, there we go. That looks like exactly what we need. Oh wow, this key is huge. That's another thing. If you're making a sculpt, it's worthwhile putting a puppet or a ruler in there just to get a sense of scale. So when people stamp it down. Okay, so now we got that. The first thing you do before you do the the obvious thing of the sun and the sky gadget is just get a light source. Now this is going to be out of whack a bit because, you know what, let us actually just get a basic puppet out. Use a blank puppet because it's simpler. Oh my word, this is a huge level. Okay, good idea to start is just stamp a blank puppet down. So now we can grab this thing, we shrink it way down. It doesn't have to be realistic size, but at least get it in the ballpark, right? Generally, if the object in real life is smaller than a person or the same size as a person, if you make it bigger than the puppet by much, it's gonna start breaking down in some areas. Okay. It means that all the default values for lighting and shadows and stuff like that are just, they're gonna fight against you rather than work with you. So if we grab this light here, fuck's sakes, all the way over there. Come on, come in here. Cool. There we go. And with the lights, what you want is to soften them a bit, because by default they're quite strong. Maybe change up their colors. Like this is actually where you get into like art territory, and you're gonna wanna check with someone who's an artist. I am not. But we're going to just do two different colors so we actually see some bits there. And then the most simple thing you can do is you just grab, if you do nothing else I've shown you, just grab a camera, shove it into the scene, possess it, place it. Okay, make sure that the focus distance is right for what you're looking at. You can actually, can you? Oh, I thought you were able to, maybe you used to. Make sure the focus distance is right for what you're looking at. And turn off follow imp if you don't want to follow the imp. Hide the imp if there's no interaction. But my key and rim light. Yeah, I mean, like, I've just done a very basic light setup there, but you can do much better. But if you do nothing else, you do that, and then immediately there's there, right? But the one problem with that is realistically, this is a 3D thing. So the easiest way to put some life in is to go, you'd be tempted to hand animate it, and you can hand animate it, but the easier way is to go into here, grab a rotator, just stamp a rotator on that son of a bitch. Make sure that the rotation is, actually let's just turn on grid. Grid snap. There, get the rotation nice and slow. I'm going to show you how to rotate the camera around the rectangle in a sec, but this is the easier of the two options. But just that, immediately, around here, I'm from another dimension. Thank you, Freakers one. Thank you for that. So immediately there, if you just do that basic rotate attachment, you're in a better place, right? That is immediately put you in a better place. But however, if you want something a little bit fancier, what you do is you group the camera with any physical object. Now the reason you do that is because you can't attach a joint to a camera. And then you go into here, you go connectors, you grab the motor bolt, you do that from the middle parent to the thing, grab this, we align it to the grid, we make sure it's centered on the thing we want to rotate around, we drop the cycles per minute, because remember this is a gentle rotation. Okay. Oh, hold on, we need to, if this is here, just do that. Make it invisible, right. Okay, so now we have a gentle rotation. I don't know, some tips on a puzzle prototype. It isn't remixable though, but maybe some tips on logical layout could improve. Yeah, happy to help. You could make a glass showcase. Yes, you could, but just doing this simple camera rotation is really helpful. And now the final top tip on this I'm really going to give you is just come in here, grab, or maybe not the final one, but yeah, we're gonna do a little bit here. Grab sensors, grab a controller sensor. Actually, no, you don't even need to grab a controller sensor now. Sorry, that's old hat. You don't need even a controller sensor. You just need to go to a dialog text displayer. And you just need to go to this and say, turn that on. And you go leave dream. Now, a lot of people are tempted to put in like slow fade-ins and shit like that. Don't get fancy with those. There's a whole bunch of reasons you shouldn't. The main one is people don't have time. Hold on, I need to turn off the grid gadget. People don't have time, and if you faff about with that stuff, oh, hold on. If you faff about with that stuff, you're going to waste their time, and that is the one way to be sure you lose a person. There we go. Okay, and then you just get and you know what's really good is that if you put this in here and you got a doorway and there's an exit, then when they leave via the doorway, the Dreamiverse has registered that as a stage completion, not as a quit out early. Think about that. So make sure you leave a nice exit to your dreams. Leave dream. Round here from another dimension. Galen, thank you for the host, sir. Thank you for the host. Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're liking what you're seeing. Dreams, I'm super, super excited about. I know I haven't been streaming for a while, but NDAs, stuff. Now I can stream. It's great. Oh, hold on. Show hide guides. Show hide. Turn off preview and visibility. You're just going to scope into here. Last little bit. It won't be on that. I'm an idiot. It'll be on the door gadget. You don't have to have the standard transition. You can do a circular fade, And with this color bit, if you actually, oh man, I'm sure there was a way to, apparently there's not. Anyway, if you do a slightly darker thing, more in keeping with the tone of the thing you're working with, softness, turn that up. Okay, cool. So now when you're showing off your bit, oh, and now that we've done all that work, we can maybe consider the sun and sky gadget, and don't put grading on it. Where's the sun and sky gadget? Where is it? There it is, brains. So it's fun to change up the default sky flick. That's actually not something not many people do. It immediately gives you a different look. There we go, that's kind of in keeping. Don't go crazy with these settings. Mostly leave them as they are. And then in here, what we can do is we can just fuck with the aperture. And that is actually where you get a lot of play. So now we've got a really narrow aperture. Just get that focal distance right. And so now you've got that soft focus, you've got the focus on the key, and if you want to show off the thing you've made, bam. I might turn up the rotation speed a bit, just because it's quite a simple object. That is depth of field, basically. So that's how you get the cool softness. So I'm gonna save this, and I'm just gonna save this as a showcase scene. Remix of fancy key, and we're gonna save this online publicly. Save and release this version. Release it as public. Okay, remix of fancy key. Yes. And we're just going to edit the description so people know what it is. Oh, wait. First things first, before we go anywhere else, we want to make sure we... where is tools? Yeah, tools. No, mode. Photo mode. Hide gadgets. Take photo. Cool. Boop. Okay, so now when we go into here, I actually prefer the original image that we have there. I'm going to leave that original image. Mention! Aperture changes, depth, field, blur stuff. Yeah, exactly. So example, we're going to just go onto InDreams quick. I forgot I closed InDreams. Let's exit, write description. Here we go. Example of how to showcase a simple sculpt. Remix and see. Okay. So that is that there. Did we publish it? It's published, right? Yeah, we published that. Let me just double check. Save and release this version. Release this public. Okay, awesome. Okay, and now if you guys want to see this principle played out to the max, the best thing you can do is actually put it into a whole dream, so it shows up in dream surfing. But if you want to see how to do this to the max, now I don't think you should do this level for everything. Clearly this is a really Yes, I'm typing through InDreams. If you go into InDreams, there's a little side panel bar you can open, and it has a live keyboard in there that can communicate directly to the game. It's really handy for typing in bits and bobs. Yeah, so this Praying Mantis showcase. Now, I wouldn't go as heavy as this guy's gone for everything, but obviously this is a big sculpt. It's a bit of work. The introductory text is in keeping with the style of what he's making. I wouldn't always go with it. So you see there he focused in the camera with a bit of animation. Really, really nice. And now we have the ability to cycle cameras. We've got a bit of audio in the background. It's got a little bit of animation on the sculpt, which in this case is great. But really this is just a sculpt with a bit of environment around. But it's that presentation detail. If I saw the praying mantis that we have here against a blue background, it just wouldn't have the same voom. It wouldn't have the same vibe. You see, he's hand animated or keyframe animated the camera, and that's why he got the kink in the rotation that he's getting there. He's got like 4 keyframes or something that he's working with. If he'd used the motorbolt method we were talking about, he would have got a smoother camera rotate. You can also use a piston for a nice dolly effect on the camera, but to be honest, for a dolly 2 keyframes is pretty reliable because, you know, it's a straight line between 2 points, but curve rotation's a bit harder. But yeah, so it's just a really nice piece. But the reason it's a really nice piece is the little bit of extra effort that's been put into showing it off. Yeah, so if we look at the genealogy here, Praying Mantis showcase, and we look at the genealogy of the Praying Mantis showcase, Praying Mantis. See, if I view this without all of the extra bits, it's not as impressive. If this was the thing I was seeing, I wouldn't be blown away. And honestly, I bet you this is where they spent most of the effort. It's a fucking gorgeous sculpt. But without the trimmings, it doesn't show through. So yeah, that Praying Mantis showcase really is... Actually, I haven't seen. What else has Lidus done? Should we check? Oh, 51, play and design. Dreamer out of Northern Sweden. Also proud guest artist in January newsletter. Oh, didn't realize that. Oh, this is very nice. This was also a very nice presented piece. Again, not super complex, but these bits of presentation they're what make the piece. Some carefully selected human repopulation initiative. It's a really nice, well put together. I like it. I like it a lot. Gone Rogue. Gone Rogue's one of my favorites actually. I didn't realize that Lidus had done Gone Rogue. Some really nice touches in here. Not a hugest fan of title screens, as I've said, because especially they seem to take on too long. Be very careful with them. But okay, everything I love about here. First of all, the reflection is faked, but it's really well faked. I like the fact that they've hovered the glowy text there. It really stands out. The close-up camera angles. We've already kind of seen the scene, but we saw it so quickly you almost forget about it. And yeah, it's there it is. Yeah, it's a really nice piece. I like it. As I say, I think the one of the things that may penalize them is there's no easy way to get out of their thing other than pausing and exiting, which kind of sucks. Unknown Indian Island. Yeah, this was a jam winner. This was really good. I love the end to this one. This one's got an actual ending. Graph filled. It's beautiful. Oh god. Handbot, is this along the lines of... Okay, we're going to watch this quick, and then we're going to go check out Graph Field, because I love the ending of this one. Again, it's all about the picking of the camera angles, the little details. Yeah. So well put together. And there it just looks like the SOS pebbles on the beach. Got this nice glowing warm light. Dreams is really good at lighting. Like if you're not abusing the lighting engine, you're missing out. Graphield used my music. Awesome. I've got to check out this Graphield Dream. I'm excited. But yeah. And there we go. Go away. It felt like an SOS, it felt like a trapped island, but they played it up different. Yeah. The end. So, Em says, you would be amazed how quickly you can do this kind of stuff, right? This is not necessarily about being a great sculptor or whatever. It's more just about composition and, you know, just learning to put this stuff together. And one of the best ways is to just learn. Here we go. See, this bugs me. He didn't put a doorway in it, which means the only way we can exit is that. There's no way to tell exiting through the pause screen because I'm satisfied and it's finished from the person played till the end. Annoying. But yeah, very, very good. Okay, let us check Graphield out. Sorry, it's just one of my pet peeves. It's like when, yeah. Please know that he made it sound distorted. I didn't publish it that way. Okay. Am I meant to spell this? Graphield. Okay, have they not posted a dream? Is it under dream shaping? That's a pity. Dream shaping's where creators go. It's not necessarily where players go. Yeah. Be sure to put stuff in dreams. Oh dear. Is this gonna blow out my speakers or something? Just moving my headphones off because... Night night, Magna Monster. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. Oh, I can move the sofa. Okay, that wasn't clear, especially because they were using... Okay. I'm not super impressed. Couple of things, like if you're going to hide the imp, or if you're going to like have possession or whatever, or you're going to have movement, like those cinematic bars are a very strong gaming cue to someone that there's nothing you can do with cinematic mode. So using those cinematic bars, be really careful of that. The music's really cool. I feel like the distortion's a bit much. I kind of let's go check out the music. Let's go check out the music. Orchestral. Actually, hold on. Remix. Puzzle prototype next. Yeah, Emsis, what's it called? Tell me what it's called. Acoustic Fusion Kit. This is a nice song. I like the song. Interested in what this sounds like. Recent on your profile. Okay, cool. We'll check it out. Okay, I'm going to show you some of my favorite things about music. That's a nice piece. So one of my favorite things about music that a lot of people don't realize. Okay, let's switch modes. Performance mode. You've done this all on the piano roll. Boo. Has this all been done on piano roll mode? Oh, man. Drew it all on piano. Oh. Behave, boys. So you drew it all. Okay, so there's a bunch of reasons. There is a bunch of reasons to perform the music. I feel like the effect fields are a big one because you can get a lot out of the effect fields. But let me just. I'm gonna clone this off here. Okay, I'm gonna. Wow, my cat's complaining. Actually, if I just go here, I should be able to stop performing. Okay, so now, yeah, he's not happy. Okay, so obviously when you do this, you can move up and down octaves, and you've got the spice option here, but then you've also got these effect fields to play with, right? But now the thing I really like about this is when you record on this, okay, I'm shit music. Okay, when you record on that, the thing I really like about it, okay, is, and this is purely from a logic point of view, on the outputs, right, you see we get all these bits, per beat trigger, per bar trigger, blah blah blah, note on, note off, envelope. Envelope's the thing people use the most. Composite note data. This is really interesting. So composite note data. If you go to logic and processing, splitter, and you grab the composite note data, you'll see what's in here. So remember, splitters are great for finding it. Volume, fine. The button they pushed, right? That is really cool because you can tell like which one it is. The note, the level of spiciness, right? So that's the thing there. And then the XY coordinates, and then the note ID. The XY coordinates can play a huge part because what that effectively means is you can draw 2D shapes on here and they can power logic. And that opens a whole range of cool shit. So yeah, if you wire up to composite note data and you get the X and Y, you can do a whole bunch of cool shit. So yeah, that's one of my favorite sort of underused features. Yeah, I really like that one. Let's go out of here. Let's don't save this. Okay, so Totodile, you were saying you had a puzzle prototype for us to look at. Let's take a peek. Browse all, Dreamers, Toto. Let's take a peek. Totodile. Creations, Rayon, most recent. What's it called? Oh, Ring Puzzle Prototype. Is this the one? Ring puzzle prototype. Change ring. Rotate ring. Okay. Yeah. Oh, rotate camera. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so, I mean, that's awesome. But remember what we were saying about, like, get some sound in there, use some of those, in the sound library, use some of those grating mechanical sounds for when things are actually moving. And a click sound or some other sound for when there's progress or when there's a matchup. And the other thing that's kind of good is when you're in the right position to have a little bit of a lock, like to have a keyframe or something you trigger that just sort of aligns things up a bit nicer. No, I know it's just a prototype. I'm purely just talking about the stuff but that's a cool mechanic. I've seen it before, but that is a very cool mechanic. I'm just giving advice on stuff that can be done. But yeah, no, that is handy. And god damn it, I know it's a prototype, but put in a level exit. But yeah, nice. Has anyone got any stuff they want me to take a peek at? Any questions about things? Disarmed, man. So much stuff. Should we check some random stuff out? Let us go do... Let's sort by most recent. Let's just see what's coming out. Custom cursor first test, Willie Wompson's Blade Runner Chicago prototype. Don't name stuff after copyright stuff. You'll get your stuff removed. It's not fun. Have you ever heard of Adrift? Yeah, from Disarm. Disarm does so much good stuff. My stuff isn't ready to show. Tell ya, it's always ready to show. We can always work on it and make it better. Search for baby chunks. It's just super odd. I'm a fan of odd. Is it going to be in dream shaping? Let's browse all. Baby chunks. Baby chunk, baby chunks. Do we actually have control of the spoon? No, we don't. Oh, hide the imp. But yeah, I like it. No, I like it. I like it. Hide the imp, maybe give us a little bit of camera motion, but that's nice. You got the sound, you got a different sky, it tells a story. I like the strokes and the fuzziness coming up. This is my kind of jam. I like this stuff. Does anyone remember the name of the clone level we played last night? I was trying to tell Abby about it today and I couldn't remember what it was. I need to go dig and find out what it was. That clone movie that we watched was just so good. I know you're melting up. Is it going to overflow? Are we going to have overflowing baby bits? Oh, did you put an exit in? Fucking love you just for the exit. Yes. That is grade A stuff. I like that. I'm a fan of baby chunks. Tell you, what's your PSN? Have you got any stuff we can look at? Browse and create. Dreamers. Drico's clone short. Yeah, that was it. Drico. Ah, okay, Drico. Yes, I need to remember. Oh, you did the clone short. Oh, fuck yes. I fucking love Oh, okay, no, this is a different one. But yeah, let's check this out. I haven't seen this one. You were streaming work on it earlier.
The clones. Every year, same old faces.
Oh, that fucking grade A. I love that shit. I love that shit so much. So, oh my god, you've done some really nice stuff. Why? Why? Why make something so nice it's gonna get copy strike? Brat zombie doll. Cartoon figure hand rigged for animation. Is it rigged to buttons or is it just rigged for use later? Like it though. Like it a lot. Robot gorilla. Oh, you've put a custom camera in it, but the camera's sort of central. Using camera pointers, or how are you doing that? Yeah. Nice though, I like the sculpt. Very nice. Oh, I love small bits like this. That's a nice lamp. Yeah, so with the camera you want to give it some room, and if you want to like control the direction then use a camera pointer, but generally you want to give the cameras room to sort of play and maybe hook it up to some trigger sounds. Oh, you did the chimp! Oh fuck, I remember the chimp from early in the beta. This was really solid. Just so freaking solid. Considering you published this like when? First week of the beta? Second week of the beta? Yeah. Really like chimp. An alien head as well. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of your stuff. I have seen a bunch of your stuff. Okay. Hey ho, Vegas. So I'd love to help with some more stuff or do some bits and bobs. But we're coming kind of to the end of it. You show, so like we did the banana sword last night. Tomorrow I'd like to do another one of these where we take a creation and we hack on it and just say like, take something terrible and just make it a little bit less terrible. I'm not an artist. Meh. It's fun. I like doing that. We did a slightly more optimized dungeon door. I also might at some point try work on finishing the kitchen tea making thing I was going to do for Global Game Jam and then got really busy. Watermelon shield, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I really like the chillness of this. Oh yes, you can animate any bit of the puppet. Yeah, you can animate any bit of the puppet separately. There's different ways to do it, but yeah, definitely. I mean, some of the stuff that our animation team's done, just fantastic. Yeah, they can be swinging a sword while they're running around. Yeah, I can show you how to do that. Unfortunately, it is kind of the end for me tonight. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these to play. And these are just some story things I've made before. And while those are playing, we are going to see if any other lovely people are streaming some dreams and we can see if we can send some dreams love around. Game Informer's streaming. Let's not send love to Game Informer because they're a big stream. It looks like Dr. Devolga's doing some stuff, so let's send a raid over there. If work allows and I manage to escape work on time, I'll be streaming again tomorrow night from 8:30 UK time. Not Game Informer sucks, I just want to support like a small creator rather than a big magazine. But yeah, go over to say hi to the doctor, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao!